Thank you.
All right, Olivia. Dave in Texas, Republican. Hi, Dave. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. I really appreciate your show. It certainly enlightens me how Democrats think. I have not heard one white Democrat apologize for slavery. I haven't heard any black person say thank you to the over 300,000 white men who died to free those black slaves. I'm astonished. I realize we're focusing on slavery, but my descendants are from Scotland and Ireland. We never owned slaves.
All right, Dave, there in Texas. The previous caller mentioned
We like to say that slavery was a long time ago, but you are looking at a man who was raised in the same house with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. This is my dear great-grandmother, Justine Brown, but I just called her Nana. She died at 101 when I was 31 years old in the year 2015. I spent 31 years of my life with a woman who was raised by someone who was enslaved by America. Her grandfather, Willie Simmons, was born enslaved in Beaufort in 1838. Slavery was not a long time ago. Jim Crow, redlining, lynch mobs were even more recent. This country owes reparations to black Americans. And if this country had done to you what it had done to black Americans, I will be right here fighting for you to get what you are owed as well.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
All right, welcome to the beatzillapdx official midweek report news break edition. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like and share as you are coming on in. It's been a minute since I've been able to do one of these, and since my time is kind of limited, I wanted to go ahead and just kind of mash up two of my broadcasts in one this evening. So this will be an off-camera broadcast. And with that being also more of a singular topic nature. So shout out for all of you who have probably been missing the news breaks. Shout out to those of you who always tune in to the midweek reports and weekly wrap up. But I had to do something for my news break fans as well, because you also make sure to tune in, and I see y'all in the comments, so I appreciate all of it. Thank you very much. Peace, power, blessings, and protections be up on you. So with that being said, this being a mashup, excuse me, as we are starting to do in our recent tradition here on the beatzillapdx platform, we are our guest in the chat. And the first one in the house tonight is in the radio, Black First. Yes, indeed. We got David Boyd in the house from the Bronx. That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got our sister Judah Queen in the house. Yes, indeed. Always good to see my sister in the house. Again, congratulations on your accomplishments. Our good, solid sister, Miss D at Sweet 201. Welcome. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Key Prince in the house. Welcome, sister. We have Reginald Jeter in the house. Welcome, welcome. We got our sister Blueberry Muffin in the house. Seattle is checking in. Yes, indeed. Right up the way. Lady Effa in the house. Welcome, sister. Welcome. Yes, indeed. And shout out to all, the replay gang. Shout out to all of y'all. I see and I appreciate y'all leaving comments. So shout out to the replay gang. Y'all are at it strong. So I can definitely tell that y'all are participating. Dark-skinned brother in the house. What is going on, my brother? And we got the Stream Element bot in the house. I don't know if they want to shout out or not, but we'll give them a shout out. Shout out to the Stream Element bot in the house. Boy, that Nightbot boy be going crazy on folks, don't it? Had to calm old Nightbot down. So hopefully, Streambot can, maintain. Rhonda Smith in the house. Welcome, sister. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed. Oh, you already know how we get down. Dookie jamming. Yes, indeed. That's how we do. And Rhonda Smith, sister Rhonda Smith, what side of the country are you on, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? We got our sister Tia to you in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hey, sister. And I got your email. Man, I didn't get a chance to look at it because I have not really got a chance to get into my phone like that in the last few hours, but I will take a look at that email because that's obviously something I need to pay attention to, and we might be talking about that Friday. Probably more likely than not be talking about that Friday. So thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Lawrence Lilly in the house. What is going on? What is going on, brother Lawrence? Okay. Cleveland in the house. The home of Bone. Thugs in Harmony. How about that? And as you already know, my brother, my partner, Certified Truth is Black Alpha Network. You already know he is a Ohio native. So you know how that goes. Buzzer Cam in the house. What's going on, brother? Welcome, welcome. TD says, sounds good to me. Yes, indeed. Take your time with it. Absolutely, sister. I appreciate you. Thank you. English Overstreet. Welcome. Welcome. Yes, indeed. All right. So, for those of you who are just coming in, you probably missed the very first video that started this broadcast. So I will do you a favor and do you a solid and kind of, again, what you see on the screen, I think kind of gives you some kind of understanding of where this conversation is headed. And also with today's events, if you already seen the thumbnail. Odd turn of events. Family, do you know that I was already planning on talking about this woman, had no idea that she was going to be the talk of the day? Look how things just happen to work out. Cyberdyne 100 in the house. Welcome, 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 brother. Yeah, I mean, ain't that, see how things just work out? I had no clue that this woman was going to be in Washington today. No clue. And I literally started on this morning because we're going to get into it. So let me just start with how this broadcast started. Backing up real quick for those who are just coming in the chat.
Thank you.
All right, Olivia. Dave in Texas, Republican. Hi, Dave. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. I really appreciate your show. It certainly enlightens me how Democrats think. I have not heard one white Democrat apologize for slavery. I haven't heard any black person say thank you to the over 300,000 white men who died to free those black slaves. I'm astonished. I realize we're focusing on slavery, but my descendants are from Scotland and Ireland. We never owned slaves.
All right, Dave there in Texas. The previous caller mentioned.
He's about to go throw Asians out there. I mean, listen, you want to know what the Asians are thinking? They're saying, don't worry about mentioning us in your BS. The AARP is saying, oh, no, we staying up out of this one. Don't mention us. I mean, well, like the Asians, oh, no, remember, they got their money. They don't want to be interjected into this conversation. They're like, hey, old white man, please shut up now. Oh, Lord. So anyway, shout out to whoever made this flag. Whoever made this flag, props to you. And it, man, big salute to you. Whoever created this flag and made sure to hang that up. Salute to you, because that number one is dope. But number two, it's needed, because we already see how much goes on out here, and we got to figure out how to hijack this new holiday. And that's what's been going on. And there's a lot of hijacking going on. I guess some women can say that they are feeling hijacked as well. But see, here's the problem. We tend, Judith Queen said, there are shirts with this design too? Really? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, shout out to whoever did that. That's dope. That is dope. So again, like I was saying, this being a news breaks tend to be about one particular topic. And this is how we shall begin. So hopefully you guys see this on your screen. And the foolishness is not a lie. You seeing what you're seeing before your eyes. It's very clear. It's not a figment of your imagination. Kick Gravity Beyond. Black First Night Rider check-in. What's going on, my brother? So check this out. To honor Juneteenth, is to recognize the intersectionality between LGBTQ plus equality and racial justice. Well, number one, Juneteenth isn't about racial justice because reparations have yet to be paid. So justice has not yet been made. Only an adjustment to the condition of the people to whom you absolutely neglected to refer to within this first sentence. Because if you look at this first sentence, you will say, okay, well, truth be told, can you put your finger on anyone that they're talking to within that other than Juneteenth? You know what Juneteenth is synonymous with and what the meaning and the liberation of who it's about. But if a person didn't know any better, what would they see? Who was that talking about in that first sentence there? Maxwell Jenkins in the house. What's going on, brother? Yes, indeed. So, second paragraph begins. True Black liberation. So here's now where we're starting to bring in the word Black. True Black liberation continues to be challenged today by systemic racism and oppression. Well, that is true. However, the one thing about it, systemic racism, that's an interesting phrase of terms because one of the reasons why we mention anti-Blackness, and it's not that we are the inventors of it, we are more of the torch carriers of that phrasing, because anti-Blackness is something that, you know, like Khalid Muhammad and these people were talking, and, you know, Dr. Claude Anderson and others were talking about in the 80s and the 90s. So we're picking back up anti-Black. So it's interesting that they're using systemic racism and oppression. But you went true Black liberation. So you're tying our freedom and liberation to something. Goes on to say, our fight for equality is synonymous with the fight for Black freedom. So when they say our fight for equality, who is our? Who's that our? Or I guess in a different phrasing, we. Who would that be? Because again, Black families' annihilation is the target of intersectionality. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, when I saw this, I was like, man, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I just don't know. So, you know, I wanted to go see who this person was and, well, see who this organization was and see who was tied to it. Well, let me get this off the screen real quick. So, this tweet came a little after the first one. Let's see, what was that first one saying? So that was 6 a.m. Juneteenth. Everybody done gotten that tail behind that first tweet. This came out 3 hours later. Let's just go in here to now all of a sudden what they can recognize. Juneteenth is a celebration of Black American experience and history and the emancipation of enslaved Americans. Ooh, they was real careful with that one, weren't they? Now notice how the wording says enslaved Americans. which is absolutely accurate, but can't help but notice the very quick pivot. Yo 103 Queen, and welcome, sister. I see you. I see you in the house. Now, can't help but notice the quick pivot. So what I wanted to look at is, who is this human rights campaign? Because there's been a big controversy here in my own neck of the woods, and this is happening in Oregon City, which is a suburb about 10, 12 minutes south drive of me. And so in Oregon City, they're going to be doing they were kicking off their Pride celebration at the Children's Museum. And needless to say, people were feeling some kind of way in that vicinity, so they caused a very great ruckus, and then considered to continue to get them out the paint. So they had to scrap that, as far as I know. However, the group that is behind the get some drag queen time in with your children is the Human Rights Campaign. And if you look at a lot of the flyers that you'll see, yes, Blueberry Muffin, Pride at the Children's Museum. That's where they're going with it. And some people will act as if they were not warned, but they were. And then they quickly told everybody that they were homophobic. Let's see what this goes to say. Let's go into this one, shall we? Okay, but Juneteenth is more than that. It serves as a reminder to combat all forms of systemic racism and oppression. That continue to challenge true Black liberation. Whoa. What are you trying to sneak in on us there? What are you trying to sneak in there? Yeah. Tasha Peters in the building. I'll see you. Our sister Judah Queen said grooming. Yep, better know it. So let's take a look at these. Juneteenth honors the true end of slavery in the United States. Mind you, this quick backtrack is on the same page. This is just a 3-hour difference. So now they're going into a very quick pivot and backtrack, and then act like they're supporting something for what it is. So again, Juneteenth honors the true end of slavery in the United States, which that's not true, because there is no true end of slavery in the United States until you abolish the prison industrial complex as it stands today. So that doesn't work. Anyway, that's a lie. Let's move on. In 1862, President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that all enslaved people are and henceforward shall be free. Yes, we know. However, it wasn't until 2.5 years later that enslaved people in Texas were notified of their freedom. Now, here's the thing. On June 19th, 1865, federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, to enforce the law by declaration. No, you could have just stopped to enforce the law. You don't have to say, well, it's by declaration. No. They showed up to enforce the law, which means they had to used a strong hand on people to, and I'm sure there were people who fought. We don't hear them stories. And again, this wasn't about being morally correct. This was about control. And freeing slaves benefits that control today. Let's see. The next year, Juneteenth celebrations began to honor emancipation and also provide an allowed gathering of newly free people to organize for rights not yet realized. Not yet realized? Huh? No, they knew what rights they didn't have. You think not knowing, like, how are you a slave and then saying, oh, I didn't know what rights was like? You see everybody around you while you're a slave. So yes, the hell they knew what that meant. They're living in it. How would they not see it? Anyway, as the Freedom Declaration also outlawed public gatherings of Black people, see, now you heard the first video that I played. Have you guys thanked all these white people for all these people that died? Now, my ancestors were Irish, so we never owned slaves. Oh, stop. So why bring this up and then say, oh, I have no tie to it? Damn. And there's the devil. Anyway, today, Juneteenth, is also an opportunity to combat continued unjust treatment of Black communities, systemic racism, and violence. Now officially observed as a federal holiday, Juneteenth commemorates the emancipation from slavery for African American people in the U.S. Moreover, Juneteenth continues to emphasize the need for advocacy and activism to truly liberate all Black people from systemic oppression. Every time I keep hearing these loose-termed phrasings, it's just, it rubs me the wrong way. Systemic oppression, racism, and the impact of white supremacy. Well, damn, now you actually said something definitive. Okay, so now but see, they mentioned white supremacy to tie in the fact that that's how they also kind of get they trans game on. Okay, that's the comments of that. Yeah. So again, like 3 hours later, they had to retract that statement that they had just made. And rightfully so, because they should have. Now, you're probably wondering, who's behind that human rights campaign? Because when you see statements like this, you got to know that there's somebody around like this. Also this. Happy Juneteenth. Today is about more than freedom. It's about liberation. I'm so proud to be Black and queer. I don't take for granted what it means to be a descendant of the ones who survived and continue this struggle towards freedom. Well, where did the Black and queer? I'm confused. Not to mention, the colors are not Juneteenth colors. Can't help but notice she seemed to leave out that blue and yellow. Kind of interesting that the Human Rights Campaign are the same colors as the Ukrainian flag. No one can say, oh, well, no, I guess that would be conspiracy. Well, let's see who else is tied to this organization. Yeah. Whoops. Well, then it kind of makes sense that a person would be talking like this, right? And it's Juneteenth. Why all of a sudden would this week be so pivotal for this individual? Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. Sure enough. Yeah. And so they thought they was going to start this week with this message. But see, they were working for something. It wasn't about Juneteenth at all. And if y'all was here, oh yeah, not to mention somebody else had a Juneteenth event. Oh man, the jokes write themselves on this kid. Dude, give it a rest, bro. No one's following this madness, dude. Oh man, sun kissed by the Most High. Welcome, sister. Oh Lord. So here he is again, holding up and saying, protect kids, not guns. What? This is Juneteenth. This is Juneteenth. And look at what he's doing. Yeah, protect kids, not guns. No, reparations, stupid. Can you get on the same page that everybody else is on? Good grief. You know, wow. So just be clear. I wanted to see who this woman, this Kelly Robinson woman was. And so as I'm looking up who she is, I see, she spoke in Washington today. So 2 days after this tweet, she's in Washington. And y'all know that what's her name? Riley Gaines. So they've been, there's a lot of conservative type of things going on. Family, understand what's going on right now. Here's the thing. The grassroots have taken our issues so far away from these people that now that you might want to start looking at the I always said grassroots COINTELPRO tactics. Look at Juneteenth as being the most ideal grassroots COINTELPRO tactic to be used against us. You understand what I'm saying? So first off, you make it a federal law, then immediately start attaching different things to what the actual reality and meaning of Juneteenth is about, which is the liberation from chattel slavery, not the abolishment of slavery. No, one particular group being freed out of their chains legally and by force, by the way. And that's what that commemorates. War. See, I don't understand how people get so far away from the point of Juneteenth. Juneteenth is a byproduct of the Civil War. It's a commemorative situation of an American war. American war. American war. Man, we African and all that, man. And you all be claiming this American war. We can't have a holiday that has red, black, and green because these people were not representing it. They were always representing red, white, and blue just as everybody else because they are entitled to that red, white, and blue just as much as anyone else. If you want to say this is what moves the world, they are entitled to more than half. Simply put. But nonetheless, we knew the okie doke would try to come through. So now, understanding that foundational Black Americans traditionally have been raised with conservative values, not to be confused with right-wing, anti-Black Tea Party idiots. I ain't talking about that. What I'm talking about is knowing how to conduct yourself and making sure that you are presenting your best self into the public. So with that being said, there's a situation to where, and a lot of us, and you could feel which way you will on this, I firmly believe that women should be respected as women. So they should not have to be forced to share their spot in any type of capacity, especially in competition to where recognition, honor, esteem, and finance are tied. I don't believe that women should have to compete in that realm against other people when it's specifically designed for women. That if you are born male, I do not believe you should be competing and taking opportunity away from these hardworking females that achieved their athletic height to compete on that level. That should not be taken away from them. However, other people disagree. So what you don't know, because a lot of people Kelly Robinson was going to try to make the very quick last minute 11th hour pivot because she knew full well that she was going to be going in front of the country. So she thought that she was going to try to drum up some support from the grassroots, the Black community, by saying, because they were trying to do this here. And I started hearing things that were not making sense about Juneteenth in my own city. And I'm telling you, oh, yeah, when you see that little flag, them little blue marks, pay attention to that, family, because, yeah, what was that? Where that picture at? Hold on, let me show y'all that skin. Because this is something you better just keep looking out for and saying, uh-oh, something ain't right. So that little flag in the middle, that's their thing. That's how you'll know it's them. So make sure you pay attention to it. And again, shout out to Professor Black Truth for making sure he reminded, like I always do, when they say women, this is what they mean. So Black women, me Black feminists, and this. No, when they say women, this is who they mean. But even in that truth, that broken clock could be right twice a day.
I recently graduated from the University of Kentucky, where I was a member of the UK's women's swim and dive team. I proudly finished my career as a 12-time NCAA All-American, a 5-time SEC champion, the SEC record holder in the 200 butterfly, making me one of the fastest Americans of all time, a 2-time Olympic trial qualifier, SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year, and SEC Community Service Leader of the Year. But all of that to say that it's a lifelong journey competing at that level, and it's impossible to put into words the amount of sacrifice and dedication that it takes. On March 17th of 2022, my teammates and I, as well as female swimmers from universities around the country, were forced to compete against biological male Leah Thomas. Thomas was allowed to compete in the women's division after competing as a member of the University of Pennsylvania's men's swim team for 3 years as Will Thomas. We watched on the side of the pool as Thomas swam to a national title in the 500 freestyle, beating out the most impressive and accomplished female swimmers in the country, including many Olympians and American record holders, by body lengths. Previously, Thomas had been ranked 462nd at best in the men's division the year prior. The next day, I raced Thomas in the 200 freestyle, which ended up in a tie. We went the exact same time down to the 100th of a second. Having only one trophy, the NCAA handed it to Thomas and told me I had to go home empty-handed. And when I asked why, which was a question they were not prepared to be asked, I actually appreciate their honesty because they said, Thomas, it was crucial Thomas had it for picture purposes. Thomas had to have it for the pictures. I felt betrayed. I felt belittled. I felt reduced to a photo op. But my feelings didn't matter. What mattered to the NCAA were the feelings of a biological male. In 1972, Congress enacted Title IX to end unjust sex discrimination in all aspects of education, including college athletics. But by allowing Thomas to displace female athletes in the pool and on the podium, the NCAA intentionally and explicitly discriminated on the basis of sex. Although the NCAA claimed it acted in the name of inclusion, its policies in fact excluded female athletes, which are the very female athletes whom Title IX was passed to protect. I recently graduated from the University of Kentucky.
Oh, man. Yeah, and that's rough, ain't it? So, see, the pushback, here's when you put that type of face on the pushback, it makes it very hard to come out talking about how black men hate black women. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one thing that happens often. Then when they try to get into the gender war thing, they'll black men hate black women. See, y'all like this and y'all that, homophobic. This is a conversation that totally excludes black men. This is one of those where black men are not present. You cannot blame black men. This is horrible for the Democrats. But I think that they were aware. This is why I'm saying, this is exactly why I'm saying this pivot happened. Because again, look at it. This is how they started, but they were going to try to force this notion into Juneteenth at 6 a.m. By 9 a.m., they have a whole thread of all the things that happen and what Juneteenth is about. But they still tied it in at the end, trying to use them loose-based terms, oppression. Yeah, but this is how the day started. This is Monday. You knew good and doggone well you was going to be off up in Washington in less than 48 hours. This is game, family. Kelly Robinson, the first black queer woman to lead the Human Rights Campaign as president. Not no just representative, she's the president. This type of stuff is coming out of her. Now, family, I can't actually tell you who the financial people are behind this because I haven't had enough time to find out yet. However, just some of the tone is sounding a little familiar. But I could be wrong, but I mean, because I can't say that that's neither any of the names on this particular list, on Jam's list, would have anything to do with something like this. But it would beg to say that these type of organizations do tend to typically get this kind of money. And so what do we have? Less than a month away from past Jam's last little attempt at trying to prevent delineation. Now all of a sudden we're doing this? Yeah, okay. I mean, hey, maybe I'm overthinking it. Because I'm sure this sister has all the say in rooms filled with her contemporaries. Right? When you see all these people, all these pictures, don't you think she got all to say? That woman run the show, don't she? Boy, sister girl is holding it down, right? Oh, but then again, this is her other Juneteenth message, and this is from her personal page. So, okay, so this is from the organization to which she is president. And then this is her personal Twitter page. Oh, not to mention, if you notice, she's actually at the White House. So, yeah, there's that. So, again, so as all of this is going on, all these celebratory things are happening around Joe Biden. Well, there's our little friend Kelly Robinson there. Oh, how about that? So, let's get this back on the screen here. Had some things go down in Washington today. Y'all remember when I did the broadcast on the one doctor out of Berkeley, the old bug-eyed chick with she didn't want to identify what a female was either, and she didn't want to identify what a fetus was or if it was living or not. Well, once again, another fun day in Washington with some of these liberal people that they roll out.
Ms. Robinson, do you agree with Ms. Gaines that there's a difference between women and men?
If the question is about trans women,
I'm just asking, is there a difference between women and men?
what I can say here is that the NCAA has rules in place. They've had rules in place for the last decade, and when this competition
Okay, I'm
happened,
going to try again.
the rules were clear.
Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? It's a yes/no question. Do you believe there's a difference?
Oh, I think that we're talking about this case with the NCAA.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? Most people could answer this very simply. I'm curious if you're willing to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just putting it into the
No, ma'am. Bona fide sign of a liar. No. See, here's the thing. And I know the conservatives do watch what we say, so they take certain things from us. One thing that the grassroots, and especially the voices of new black media, have proven, just come with truth. So when these devils get a chance to use the truth, don't think they ain't gonna use it. And watch her skate, watch her flip-flop, watch her dance. The question was very simple. Matter of fact, the question was so simple. Is the sky blue? Is water wet? Is fire hot? Well, I mean, it depends on how you frame it. Now, see, we got to frame it in the right context now. See, no, I just want to know: is the sky blue? Is water wet? And is fire hot? Well, no, now, see, now look, you're not overstanding because you're not understanding. See, now you got to understand, and then you overstand, and then it's all in the context of how you are actually addressing the situation at the moment. But I think that you are trying to use some right-wing type of talking points, and you sound like a Republican. Family, I'm just warming y'all up. Cyberdyne 100, thank you so much for the super chat. Something for the build. I appreciate that, brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. I much appreciate it. Now, so with that being said, let's just go back some more. Let me go back a little bit.
About this case with the NCAA.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? Most people could answer this very simply.
Hold on. Oh, dark-skinned brother, right on, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate your support anyway, my brother. Why is this freezing? Hold on.
I'm curious if you're willing to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just putting it into the context of the conversation
yes?
that we're having.
Why is this freezing? Sorry, folks. I don't know what's up. Come on, Twitter.
There are definitions related to sex.
Is that a yes? So I'm trying to get a yes or no. I'm not trying to get a speech. Is there a difference?
Oh, Twitter, you on my nerves right now.
Women and men.
I think that there are definitions for biological sex.
so
Wow. Blueberry muffin. That'd be very Steinem-esque. We're taking our power.
I think that there are definitions for biological sex.
Okay, so you're
which
not
is
answering
different
that.
than
Let me ask
gender.
you this question then. Why do women's sports exist? If you can't define a difference between women and men, why not abolish women's sports and just tell little girls to swim with little boys and see who wins?
Oh, I'm simply saying that that sex
My
is different
question,
than gender.
why
and I do believe
why
that
do
women's
women's
sports have a great
exist?
value. I mean, Senator, I'll tell you right
Ms.
now.
Robinson, please answer the question I'm asking you.
Absolutely.
Why do women's sports exist?
Now, see what he just did to her. Oh boy, if these people don't pay no attention to us, family, you all better think again. Y'all wasn't seeing these type of skills implemented on these floors before us. Let me just say that. Because, okay, what he's doing right now is he set her up with the truth. So everywhere that she will turn, it will be like coming, she's gonna have to jump off the cliff, going nowhere every single time. Because see, here's the one thing that any person worth their salt understands about that so-called super leftist argument is it's just a big lie. And it's more of a lie than I think people really give credit to. It's like, nah, that is a humongous lie. These people are simply giving you, like what Ted Cruz is doing is walking her down with the truth versus allowing her to get away with her rhetoric. Because what he banked on was the fact that she was not going to be able to get away from her script. And we're seeing the truth.
I think that there are so many positive benefits to sports.
But
I mean,
why have a separate category for women? If there's no difference between women and men, why to have women's sports?
I'm saying that there's a difference between sex and gender, and that the NCAA has rules in place, which they have for the last decade.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to enter into the record an article from Duke Law called Comparing Athletic Performances for the Best Elite Women to Boys and Men. And it goes through examining in 2017 the top records for women in the world in various track and field events. So, for example, in the 100 meter, the top record for women in the world was 10.71 seconds. Now, that record for the number one woman in the world in 2017 was in the year 2017 broken by 124 boys under 18. In that same year, the record for the number one competing woman in the 100-meter dash in the world was broken by a total of 2,474 men.
So he given her, an out, but the agenda won't allow her to do it. She is literally just like those baby deleters. And the thing about it, you try to say, oh, well, it's about the woman's body. No, it's about life. And life is life. When you're hearing heartbeats, here's the one thing about the whole logic behind that. And that, I mean, the whole Planned Parenthood thing, you can know that this thing was designed to eradicate Black people and then still justify pushing it on Black people. These are the worst type of individuals that we have among us. And we do have them among us for a fact. Absolutely. Foundational Black Americans, although they won't admit it because they will just say, I'm an American. Well, that you may be. But what are you to your friends? Are you just an American? Or are you that? which a lot of people don't find out what they really are until it's too late. At that, we still don't really have, that's not our bag to worry. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I just wanted to point out what this is. I told y'all last week that this type of effery was coming down the pike. We were going to see them trying to start crowbarring in other agendas into into our claim. So because again, you see the reason why this is happening around Juneteenth, what else is Juneteenth synonymous with? There's another huge conversation that is seemingly getting new support, while other people who would acted like they were supporting it now want to start backing off because momentum is taking charge. What's that big thing that's tied to Juneteenth? That's right, Maxwell Jenkins. See, why is she using language that includes our claim? Oh, because she was finna turn right back around and take her butt to Washington, D.C. and start talking in front of these people as if she's one of us. While she is completely the president of a group that has not mentioned a damn thing about Black folks until June 19th. They'll do the whole Stonewall thing. But Stonewall ain't got nothing to do with June 19th. And so this is why you're seeing the face that you're seeing at the timing you're seeing it. This isn't by accident. And not to mention, she purposely used the word enslaved Black Americans. They made sure they went and got them in foundational Black American coon. I would have to say this woman is most likely one of ours. I don't believe she's a tether. I believe this one here. Oh no, she one of the worst kind of us. Y'all understand what I'm saying? She one of the worst ones of us. And we can take that, but we gonna call that out. So don't say, well, y'all don't say nothing about the foundational Black American people to be out here. Yeah, we do. So yeah, she may be one of us, but she does not speak for us. And so what she's trying to do, and family, look at the picture on the screen, man. Kelly Robinson, they trying to, the only other thing, damn it. Oh God, dog it. You got Perkins, Johnson, Jenkins. And then I guess with Gary Chambers, you had to figure out, well, we got to do something different because, your name is Chambers. So let's get you smoking weed. This ain't by mistake. This is not by mistake. And truth be told, sometimes, you have organizations that are still around because feminism is around. So that's how you know this is around. Look at your founding feminists. Hello, Black feminists. This is the founders, the founding of feminism. Just what type of robes do you think they're wearing? Hope you're paying attention. Yeah, just so you know. The only thing that those maybe if they put the tops of their outfits on, it would make a little better sense to you. So maybe, I don't understand what's going on here. Okay. For those of you who know, then you know. The way YouTube has been messing with me, I don't know if I can actually say it. Because, they're real protective of their people right now. So they've been going at me extra hard. But, whatever. Whatever. There you go, dark skinned brother. Again, so let's hear some more of this lady. And again, remember, see, look, here's one. This is a whole representation of a different fight, but the same fight, because it's powers that be trying to put us back. Like, it's almost like butterflies getting out of a butterfly trap, and they're all trying to drop the net back on us. So it's like the Pan-Africans, oh man, y'all xenophobic, y'all hate immigrants. Stop. And so now we're going to start seeing, now that Juneteenth, this is, like I said, the Juneteenth cash grab, which YouTube said something about that video. Obviously, they're deeming is controversial. Not that they would ever be able to identify it, but whatever. And as you go have your person watch this replay, I would love to, because I'll just wait and I'll just let these accumulate, and then we're going to go to work. But anyway, like I'm saying, we have individuals like this who are coming out here, putting dirt in the mix, and then can't even identify to you what a woman is. That's just some more from Kelly Robinson.
Women,
You
and some
don't
that are
believe
shorter.
that a biological male has a physical advantage in sports over a biological female?
Not as a definitive statement.
Give me an example. Well, no, I don't think.
So what woman do you think is out there that could take on a Floyd Mayweather? Because we're talking prime, right? So prime athletes. Now, I guess, when it comes down to maybe fast, well, then that sisters may have some, and I would actually have to say sisters, because then, well, damn, outside of descendants of slaves, whether it be foundational Black American or descendants of Caribbean and the African Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean situation, well, who's outrunning those? Who's outrunning those people? I'm just curious. I mean, And so again, just looking at this, we're getting back to, okay, man, I don't want to really just identify what a woman is. Why? Well, because then you have to concede to something. When that happens, that's why these people do that. So they'll get up here in these conversations, because the truth be told, this is where the proof is in the pudding. For what they promote and what they push on the people, when they have to get up here, they have to talk on the record. So when they're on the record, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? How does that work when they're on the record? And you see how it works. They start running. Say, oh, no. That's not what I was saying. I mean, I'm saying something totally different. I mean, and if we're talking about what's a woman? I mean, what is a woman? I mean, a man is a woman. A woman has a penis. I mean, what is a woman? That's where we're getting to. And what's sad is, ladies, y'all know what y'all go through every doggone month. For a woman to be sitting up here doing that, like, I've lived with a woman for damn near 30 years. Do you know how ridiculous you look in front of everybody else doing mess like that? And why is it always our sisters doing this? They always get our women up here in front of and it's always here. Why in Washington? Why on the floor do you do this? Come out here. I don't know what a woman is. A woman may have a penis. A man may have a baby. I don't know. Okay, well, how is that? And then you start getting to the logistics, because this is the law. When you're going in Washington, you're talking about the law. How do you legally prove that? Well, actually, we can't. So this is why you always start getting deflections around this, because truth be told, some of these laws that have been passed probably shouldn't have, and probably are even illegal standing now. Why do you think they keep being there's something about not identifying what a woman is? Why is that so important? Pay attention to that.
How many female members of the NBA do you see?
Well, I can say that, there's been this news article about men that think that they could beat Serena Williams in tennis.
There's a whole WNBA. Family. The reason why, and I'm not really harping on the whole point of what I'm sure the conservatives could probably take this video and go run with it. That's not really my point behind this. My point behind this is this woman is talking like this, but remember where they're trying to set her. Okay? This whole big celebration here, when you see this, oh no, she's been handpicked. Been handpicked. And is overtly lesbian as the WNBA, and of course the overtly obvious women saturated sport. When being asked about basketball, she said, F them broads. The agenda goes forward. And I hope y'all are paying attention when somebody is selling you a bill of bad goods.
In tennis, right? That they think that they could actually score.
Stop it.
That, there's been this news article about men that think that they could beat Serena Williams in tennis, right? That they think that they could actually score a point on her. And it's just not the case. She is stronger than that.
What's your experience, Ben? Male, female?
Both Serena and Venus lost to the 203rd ranked male tennis player, which they're phenoms for women. My experience, my husband, he swam at University of Kentucky as well. In terms of accolades and in terms of national ranking, I was a much better swimmer than him. He could kick my butt any day of the week without trying.
Women
and
some that are shorter.
And this is the main reason why we need to point out the separations of individuals like this from this. So shout out to all of you who got on Kelly Robinson's top for trying to pull this one. Oh, that's, hey, almost got me. That almost stood for 3 hours. 3 hours later, family, you pressed the line so serious. They had to change up the whole spiel within 3 hours. But nonetheless, see, here's the point that shows you, this is how you know what was really the point. That her personal tweet. Now look at all the people in the picture. Man, You mean to tell me that her making that first comment wasn't about pushing something? Because here's how she celebrated that day at the White House. So she was feeling herself, and clearly the agenda was going out so forth out of the Biden administration, out of the Joe Biden administration, because she's not anywhere else. I mean, when you're talking about a person who's at the White House and then you turn around and you're up here talking in front of the masses in Washington, D.C., well, this came from somewhere. Blueberry muffin. Oh, Lord. So, again, I wanted to make sure that I was just like, okay, I could do a mashup of my broadcast on this because when I first seen like her, her first post of the organization, I wanted to see who was behind it. And that's when I seen who she was. And so as I'm going deeper off into the rabbit hole here, lo and behold, oh, wow, you're in front of like these people. You are literally taking this show on the road to Washington. Oh, no wonder you tried to turn Juneteenth into something else. Hey, black people. Hey, y'all. See, because what y'all don't know, I'm finna be on like national TV in here in a few days, and I'm finna be the biggest star. Y'all gonna remember me, y'all. We finna make this big push. Because see, all of this is tied together. See, Juneteenth is intersectionality. See, what you have to understand is intersectionality from this. Now we have the slavery times, right? And then we have the queer. And so what we have to do when talking reparations, we have to understand that the Black struggle and the LGBTQ struggle is synonymous and intertwined. It's literally inseparable. Y'all, if y'all think I'm lying, when y'all start hearing that talk, just remember who told you. Please remember who told you. When you start hearing it, reparations, it intersects. They're trying to revive and pull out of the tomb. They're trying to pull a Lazarus on intersectionality. So, you gotta find a way to weave it in. And here was their entrance. So they tried, because her last name, like I said, Robinson, like Jackie Robinson. Stop it. Kelly Robinson, Jackie Robinson. Yeah. Boy, if y'all don't understand how these folks think things will work, they be doing all kind of things. But again, like I said, do you believe she's the loudest voice in this room? Just take a good solid look at these pictures. Do you believe she is the strongest voice in this room? Somebody let me know. This is where you think she got the juice, huh? Look at these pictures. Yeah, she calling the shots. For sure. Yeah. Sister girl. She the president. You ain't gonna tell her nothing. That's right. Ain't gonna tell her nothing. And if you try to play our sister, well, then she gonna tell you what's what. And then she gonna get up in front of Washington and not be able to tell you what the hell a woman is. Let's hear this again, just so you know. I'm not lying to you. When I warn you about stuff like this coming, I wish I could at least made a damn week
women
You
and
don't
some that are
believe
shorter.
that a biological male has a physical advantage in sports over a biological female?
Not as a definitive statement.
Give me an example. Well, no, I don't think. How many female members of the NBA do you see?
Well, I can say that, there's been this news article about men that think that they could beat Serena Williams in tennis, right? That they think that they could actually score a point on her. And it's just not the case. She is stronger than that.
What's your experience, Ben? Male, female?
Both Serena and Venus lost to the 203rd ranked male tennis player, which they're phenoms for women. My experience, my husband, he swam at University of Kentucky as well. In terms of accolades and in terms of national ranking, I was a much better swimmer than him. He could kick my butt any day of the week without trying.
Woo! See, when we have people around us, and this is where we need to start getting into the mindset of Sister Kelly Robinson. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And I'm sure that there's going to be people who see this and be like, well, I don't know. Don't be so quick to throw that one out there. I do believe I'm just looking at her and just peeping the mannerisms. Family, if you have never been around homegrown coons before, Kelly Robinson is one of ours. And like I said, we'll take the L. We'll take that L. If she one of ours, she is. And I truly believe that woman might be one of ours. But I'm sure y'all gonna ask,
where's your family from?
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But man, I mean, just let's keep it above. Is this a face y'all trust? Is this a face y'all trust? You know what? I got a very quick emergency sent clip that's telling me somebody has a very quick clip of one of her past boyfriends. I guess this fellow used to date Kelly Robinson.
All right, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Niggers!
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sister Kelly Robinson, you have done too much. Cynthia Newman in the house. Hey, sister, I'll see you. Cynthia Newman in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kelly Robinson. First off, to the men that were behind this, that have supported this, I'm going to need y'all to do that Biden ball bounce. and again, yeah. If for all you Biden sexuals, do the Biden ball bounce for real. I mean, good grief. Good freaking grief. y'all will never be satisfied with shorting yourselves. And again, I just want y'all, for those of you who are just tuning in, because I got almost 60 in the house right now, for those who missed the beginning of this video, this is why things like this are a problem, because we live rent-free in everybody's brains, and their psychotic narcissism goes way, way, way far out of their own understanding. So just listen to some of this zaddyism, because see, when we have the Kelly Robinsons, she's going to be they, but she's going to do everything that zaddies say.
Thank you. All right, Olivia. Dave in Texas, Republican. Hi, Dave. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. I really appreciate your show. It certainly enlightens me how Democrats think. I have not heard one white Democrat apologize for slavery. I haven't heard any black person say thank you to the over 300,000 white men who died to free those black slaves. I'm astonished. I realize we're focusing on slavery, but my descendants are from Scotland and Ireland. We never owned slaves.
All right, Dave there in Texas. The previous caller mentioned.
He was about to throw the Asians under the bus hella quick. Oh, Lord. So again, we have to start checking these type of people around here, because we have those types lurking in the wind, and people like this will sell us under the bus, throw us under the bus, sell us up the river for individuals like that gentleman who just called. Now, again, trying to mesh our situation in with anybody else's plight is a detriment to our cause. We have to accept that truth and move on that true purpose intentionally and make sure that people stop doing that. Because, again, for this sister right here, Kelly Robinson, she might be my first. She might be my first one to give the gift set. Female, she might be the first female to get the gift set, the 3-piece, the choice packaging of Sambo sauce.
Sambo.
Yeah. So amongst all other things, I can only imagine what she must be pushing. But one thing I can tell you is she is pushing to integrate our reparations claim. And ladies and gentlemen, what do we tell everyone who tries to think that they are coming for a cut of our reparations? Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Just to make it doubly clear, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And don't be like this guy.
Every time I have always played the fool.
Because there's sometimes that, like, you know, certain people's own idiocracy just will blind them. And then the reality of the situation is,
every time I have always played the fool.
I mean, on some occasions, people might actually go try to change their persona, or even come out with some kind of profile. But as soon as the spit starts being heard through the call and the mask, you know, it's like, damn.
Every time I have always played the fool.
It's like, it's almost like you can envision a dude dancing in a small room on his tippy toes in his socks with his camera pointing upwards, fitting his whole body in the shot. I mean, because
every time I have always played the fool.
Man, don't be like that guy. I mean, because you could too be a toothless sock dancer if you are in crazy smoker ass hater. But I mean, because again, always remember, don't.
Every time I have always played the fool.
I mean, I ain't saying nobody's on meth. I'm just saying their teeth look like it. But nonetheless, when you ride with the wrong folks, sometimes you might end up bound to crash. Woo! Man, see, when some people can actually say things like mind my state, ooh, even that and then some. But I also mind the farm that you headed to like a glue factory because
you shouldn't have been talking shit.
Yeah, relevance matters. Not clout chasing dummies.
Every time I have always played the fool.
Secure the crash. And never forget, Broke Hogan says, get a kufi. Get a fez. That dude Beatzilla's a clown. Oh, Lord. But truth be told, the fact of the matter is they're cowards. Because they're afraid of power in some kind of sick, twisted way. And then, you know, we'll talk about all these other folks have the nerve to call people old. Well, the funniest thing is the one that they're all up under is like also one of the oldest ones. But, you know, needless to say, you know, these things happen and these things actually get addressed and dealt with. So again, if anyone gets secure the insecure, then also remember, they are not tied to what we are doing here. They are not tied to the voices of what we're doing here. They have only been spending all of their time hating on what we have done. And of course, if you go back through my own video Rolodex, as someone did, that's so funny. They said, wow, all of these videos, and you don't have a video about talking about Portland, which I actually do. They're just not in the title, you non-creative idiot. But nonetheless, well, you don't ever talk about Portland. Yeah, I do. And so now, you know, we have seen the difference between the real and the fake, who elevate conversations and who have regurgitated funk. So for those who have thought that anybody over there was clever, or anybody securing anything, like I said, go back through my videos and you shall see a video from October 15th, I think 2021, telling you FBA is closed. And then you go ahead and count down your months to that next February, to where then somebody finally figured out, oh, wow, let's go ahead and catch lightning in a bottle. But let me remind you, another being and part that was in play.
Every time I have always played the fool.
insight information to say, hey, this is what the lingo is, and this is how you say it, because I get it from Beatzilla. And then at the end of the day, what did they do to him?
Every time I have always played the fool.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just with me, stupid. I literally took that dude stealing my shit and then booted him out saying, oh, yeah, we finna go ahead. And then one dude actually patents their little thing. Yeah, so this is how we spin it, right? So we're not going to say FBA's code because we can't do it because Tariq owns it. So what we need to do is do a little something else, and then what we'll do is make it something new. If foundational Black Americans is closed, what does that mean? That literally means we are closed for business. So we are delineating our issues from every other group. Funny how a group came by 4.5 months later talking about they invented delineation. But never forget who they were getting their information from.
Every time I have always played the fool.
So yeah, now I'm sure people, I don't like Beatzilla, but facts are facts. And let anybody call me a liar. I bet you have already ran them off from lying to you already. Ha ha! You know how things go. But nonetheless, always remember, Biden sexuals, that we know where we stand in this political order, and we know what the hell you're trying to sell us, and this ain't gonna cut it.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
So now we have Kelly Robinson out here saying, okay, well, we can't force climate change down your throat. Oh, by the way, did you guys realize that on Juneteenth, Joe Biden's speech on Juneteenth was about climate change? And not only that, though, he could have actually said it was going to be a Juneteenth speech, but instead, no. He just went ahead and said, no, this is just going to be about climate change. Damn Juneteenth. Yeah, I signed it in law, but yeah. Climate change is important right now. So here's the man that made a big deal out of the pen, and he gave me his pen. It's not even important for him to celebrate his own work, his own bill that he set in law. No, what he did do is had a minstrel show at the White House, to which clearly that this woman was present. So now everybody's confused on what reparations or Juneteenth is about, because this is how she celebrated Juneteenth at the White House. And then he goes out talking about climate change the same day. Oh man, you can't make this up. To even for anybody ever to, like, truth be told, y'all should look at somebody telling you to vote for Biden right now like they talking about your mama. You understand what I'm saying? Like they talking about your kids. You should start getting offended when they start telling, like, I mean, would you be okay with somebody telling you might want to like that Klansman? You know, David Duke, he cool. Really? So I'm just saying, it's something to take into consideration, family. But nonetheless, Kelly Robinson, when they break you as a tool, don't come running to us. Like Ayanna said it best.
Own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Beatzilla PDX official midweek report news break edition. And thank y'all for hanging out. Of course, y'all know how we typically do the news breaks. News breaks are off camera, and news breaks are typically premiered. So this one is live in place of the typical on camera. I hope y'all liked it. This is, I like doing these too. So I haven't been for me, and for those of y'all who like it. I like doing the one topic type joints as well. So, I dug this. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for Kelly Robinson. Looks like they done funded another. And I can't honestly say because I haven't got a chance to do the depth of research about who the financial backers are behind this little organization. However, could I be so far off to think that these donors could possibly not be the same? I mean, I'm sure there's a chance, but it's a lot of money. And I'm just saying. Oh, and then like the week before Juneteenth, of course, I showed y'all this last week too. This came out, this black male privilege list. See, there's things like these things were happening for a reason. It ain't by accident, family. So when you see all of this stuff going on, just remember that it ain't a bunch of us in the room. Most importantly, there is one particular individual of male that is not present in the room. But there's a whole bunch of the opposites, though. So that's pretty interesting. And so they're going to get in the room, and then they're going to start talking about black business and black affairs and how black affairs and things should be represented or tied into something. Yeah, I don't think so. So, from all of you at the human rights, whatever, blah, 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 we caught you, and you just should be coming clean on being caught. You got caught red-handed trying to, in a year, in the first annual year of Juneteenth, got caught trying to already enter BS into the mix. And you should be called out for it. So, I mean, because again, they at the White House, and then she's going to make something like that. Where is that type of talk coming from?
I'm not always going to only talk about what we can do for black people.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
That's what's going on around that White House.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white.
So that's enough. I mean, and just wanted to let you know, but just play a little bit of that because that's what we're dealing with. So, in all reality, we got to let these folks know fervently that we are paying attention. So again, before we go, hashtag to you, Kelly Robinson, and everyone else over there that think they're trying to find some way in. Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
And for all of you, Kelly Robinson, those of you of your ilk who think that you will go ahead and make your paymasters and your own self-backed agenda go forward off the backs of our work and progress for our claim? No, I don't think so. We're not going to allow that, and we're not going to allow that to go unchecked. However, we do see you making an attempt. So we're kind of just looking at you as, oh, okay, y'all still going to just try that. All right. Well, with that being said, Kelly Robinson and all of you over at the DNC and all the rest of your ilk out there listening, I would like to say, just for me here at the Beatzilla PDX official show, those people, these fine folks in the chat, the people of the Black grassroots, and the voices of new Black media, I believe I speak firmly, solidly, on par with all of my family here when I say we all dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Family, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to support this broadcast by way of donation, you can definitely put some money in the bucket by way of CashApp at $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp, $beatzillapdx. We also have PayPal, so you can hit that at Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And so, with that being said, y'all know how we do here. Like I said, it's a mashup. So we came in with the shorter intro. We came in with the news break intro. So now we are leaving out with the midweek outro. And you already know how we do. We keep our smooth stones at the ready, just like all of you should at all times. So with that being said, stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed night.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.